Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this really condensed because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that could go into this video, but I don't want it to be like 4 hours. Because I feel like there's aspects of college or university that really could just be their own videos and stories. Clubbing stories, romance, socializing, Halloween. Oh God, Halloween. So as some of you might know, I am currently attending university or college. I'm in my 2nd year now and I'm a computer animation student. I started in 2018 and as some of you also may know, 2018 was a good year for, you know, reasons. But that summer, no matter how much fun I was having, there was still just that one thing in the back of my mind. Now, before going to uni, I have to backtrack and give you a little story to also why I was very nervous. Me and a good friend that some of you might know, Archie, were trying to kind of get into the same dorms together, and to do that we had to book it on our university website thing. A lot of the ones we wanted to move into got booked out, so in a panic kind of just found one, looked at it and was like, oh, okay, this looks nice. Put our deposit down for our rooms and we were good. At least we thought we were good. After we decided to check, oh, whereabouts in relation to the uni is this accommodation, and it turns out it was like an hour and 45-minute walk. But it was okay because it's like a 20-minute to half an hour bus ride. Then we decided to look into the reviews of the place, and the day of moving in, all the nerves were building up. Turn up there and yeah, I mean, seemed pretty normal to me. I think as soon as I turned up and opened the key into my room, all my stresses and anxieties literally just drained my body, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is living alone. Of course, you know that Archie was one of my dorm mates, and well, you know how at least another one of my dorm mates ended up. The door.
Just maintain eye contact then.
Okay.
That's great eye contact, you motherfucker. We're dead now. We're dead now, you son of a.
But there was 6 of us in the dorm, and for the most part, it was okay. Like, I don't really have too many bad things to say. I mean, my bacon did go missing once. Still don't know who took that. But I'll be real with you. Uni halls and dorms, it's a roulette. You're either gonna win or you're gonna lose. I'm sorry, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I've heard horror stories, and then I've heard stories where everyone in the same dorms loves each other, and yeah. But I remember after the first day I was all unpacked, there was like this icebreaker thing. I think it was literally called icebreakers. Well, I didn't really know what to expect, so I was just kind of like, okay, sure, I'll tag along. And it turns out that like, it was just at a club. It was basically clubbing. First day they're like, hey, everyone get to know each other. Go clubbing. And afterwards we all went to one of my now good friends' flats. Here's a story for you. So we're all chilling in this flat. Everyone's kind of talking, socializing, having a good time. I must have been like the only one to hear a knock at the door. So I get up, I open the door, and the hallway lights are like kind of really dim. And there's these 2 guys standing in front of me nervously, like looking at each other. And I'm like, yo, can I help you? And they kind of nervously look at each other. One kind of starts laughing. I'm just like, okay guys, what's going on here? And they're just like, we heard we could buy weed here. Now, first thing I thought was, okay guys, I know how this looks. I ain't selling nothing. So yeah, that was a fun first day. Let's move on to actual going to uni. So the first times in uni were basically all for like the introductory sessions, and first time into a seminar room was interesting. I was like, wow, I'm such a grown up now. I'm gonna go to one of those big lecture halls like in the American films. It's gonna be great. And to be fair, it was kind of like that the first time I stepped into one. I take my seat, I look around, damn. When I tell you the equipment I saw on that day, people opening their fresh books, highlighters, pens. I even saw someone pull out one of those recording devices, aiming their microphone at the front to record this thing. Seminar starts and the guy's like, alright, so you guys don't need to make any notes. Just listen. Boom, laptop shut, books closed. The amount of equipment I saw from that first seminar, I I'm never seen it again. So then there was a workshop. And workshops are like when a lecturer or a demonstrator sits at their computer and shows you how to do stuff. And because I'm in computer animation, we were learning how to make stuff in Maya, which is a 3D animating program. And all I remember in the first session was our lecturer was going, he was, let's just say he was going pretty fast. By the end of it, I swear it was just like something as simple as, this is how you make a cube. So if you do this, this, and this, you should have this on your screen. Yeah, I didn't have that on my screen. And from that moment on, I knew it was gonna be a long year. So after obviously experiencing seminar and your first workshop, I guess the only other step to settling in or getting used to everything is getting to know your classmates. Now, a good thing about animation is, I don't want to call it a specialist subject, but I mean, it's fair to assume you have some interest in, you know, maybe video games, animated films, stuff like that. So generally speaking, the people in your course are gonna have somewhat similar interests. There's a sphere, and they'll be somewhere in there. I feel like it's easier to, you know, get talking to people in, say, like games design, because if you're on that course, you can assume most people in that course like games, and someone in there is gonna like the same games as you. So for me, getting to know my classmates was always something that I was excited to do, and everyone in my class was super nice, super friendly, and they're all great. So if any of my classmates are watching this, then you guys are great.
Psych!
Those guys, man. I got bullied through first year. So remember how I told you that my accommodation was like really far away from the uni? Just know, living there, it was like a curse, it was like a burden, it was like everything, okay? And these guys with my class, every time I'd be like, yo guys, you wanna like come over to my flat, we can like chill, like I'm having a party. Do you know what these guys would do? Bully.
Hey yo bro, what's the time zone like over there? Man, I can't come to your party, I can't update my passport in time. No, bro. What's the currency like? what language do y'all speak over there? Got your ass.
There was also a point in the year where one of our lecturers said, oh, you guys have to elect a student rep. That kind of sounds fun. I've not done anything like that. I might as well give it a shot. Why not? I didn't know that after he picked out a bunch of us, he would make us say a speech in front of the class to why we should do it. I generally had the thought in my mind, I was like, you know what? I swear in year 6 once, I was a prefect. I was a pretty good prefect as well. That's kind of like being a student rep, right? Meanwhile, the people that were going before me were like, I've been like a student rep before like 3 times, so I'm really experienced in this. And I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe the prefect thought wasn't so much of a good idea. So when it came to me, I was like,
I like turtles.
and yeah, that's the story about how I got elected to be student rep. I remember in first year, we had like these coding lessons for Python, and it was really stressful. Just workshops in general. You'd be sitting at your computer, something wrong happens, you call a demonstrator over to help you catch up to it. By the time you look up at the screen, you're already 69 steps behind it. Like I said, I guess I could make a separate video on it, but the things I can say are, wow. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna find a drink, if you are going to drink, just find one that you can tolerate, because let's be real, all alcohol tastes like shit. Well, at least all alcohol uni students are gonna be drinking. Also, just learning your limits or knowing limits is kind of important. I don't know why. Why does everyone think they're Superman? And someone will have like a whole like liter bottle of vodka. Oh man, nah, I can down this whole bottle, dude. You don't even understand. You sure? Because like alcohol, that will probably hit you. You're gonna die. Like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna die after this. Nah, man, trust me. I'm a heavyweight. I have to drink loads to get me finished out here. Like, what are you drinking? I can have like 10 of those. See, now I feel fine. And then the guy's dead. Like, well, I guess that about wraps it up. I tried to go over like different aspects and my experiences over my first year. And before going to uni, someone I knew told me something that really stuck with me. He said, a lot will change in a year. Trust me. And I feel like that is probably the truest sentence I've probably heard in the last yeah, I mean, just like looking at myself appearance-wise going into university compared to how I look now, I'm just like, yeah, a lot changed, and it really has only been a year. If you do want to see some more story times related to university, leave them down below. I'll try get to them because I do have way more stories. Follow me on Twitter, ask me questions, and I'm more active over there. And can we get 3 likes? Alright, that wraps it up. Hope I didn't scare a lot of you. Okay, bye.
Find her.
Alright.
We had it. Yeah. Okay,
Lock her in there. Lock her in there.
No, don't lock her in there. Just look at, maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. Eye contact and left, but you decided to freaking shot.
Nah, she's shot in. Look, she can't get out. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You sneaky.
Okay.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Go on, do something.
Okay, do something.